there were three areas, priorities that we discussed, which the Buddha told lay people where to spend money on. The first one is about oneself and the family, friends. That is the first category, right? Which is, of course, the priority. And the second priority was about crisis management, right? There are different things that can come to us as crisis emergencies, fire hazards, then water problems, drowning, maybe, there are many things that can come to us as already in the form of a crisis. Then we have to leave some money, save some money for those crisis time in case it happens. Third priority, which we discussed last Monday, was that Bali, 5 Balis, remember? 5 sacrifices, offerings. We were talking about taking care of the guests, taking care of relatives, then paying tax. What else? Giving good karmas to our departed ones, ancestors, and also we discussed about giving good karmas to the devas. Right? These were the three things, three pattakamas. First, second, third. Today is going to be the fourth pattakama. Fourth pattakama is about the what you call spiritual, religious things. I would say dana and all that. So before that, one has to understand now. Let's take a look at how that person is supposed to approach. Let's take a look at the text first. Punacha parang gahapati arya savako uddhana viryadi gatehi bhogehi baha bala parchitehi seda vakitehi dhammikehi dhammalatehi yete samana brahmana. Suranga, can you mute the laptop mic? I can hear voice back again. Bhogehi baha bala parchitehi seda vakitehi dhammikehi dhammalatehi yete samana brahmana mada pamada pativirata. Mada pamada pativirata kanti sorache nivitta eka mattanang damenti eka mattanang samenti eka mattanang parinibbana tata rupesu samana brahmanesu uddakikang dakkinang patittapeti sovakkikang sukha vipakang sarga samvattanikang. This is the most important part in this section about the fourth pattakama. Then idamassa chatutta tanagatan hoti pattakatan ayatanso paributta. All right. Now we know this part which appeared in all the previous pattakamas. Then again, householder grahapati, noble disciple. Uddhana viryadi gatehi. Uddhana means what you call energy, energetic. Viryadi means striving. Adigatehi, that means with the support of the energetic striving. That means when you are going to make wealth, earn money, you initially need this energetic striving. And then baha bala parachitehi. Now you earn the money, wealth by baha bala, means amassed by the strength of your arms. I would say hands, arms. Seda vakitehi, that means the money did not come to you out of blue. It came to you because you have really worked hard to gain those money or wealth. Now, through the energetic striving and with the strength of the hands and with the hard working, which has sweating, someone is going to dhammikehi dhammalatehi. Someone is going to make righteous wealth, which was righteously gained, dhammalati. Now she's going to prioritize the fourth pattakama. what do you call the section in his wealth management. Who are they? Yete Samana Brahmana. Now we have to understand who are these samanas and brahmanas, monastics, others. Now Buddha does not say that a layperson should only think about the monks and nuns. What did he say? Samana Brahmana. Very interesting. Samana means, who are the samanas? Samana means anyone who is trying to look for one's own enlightenment, right? Saman. They are always going here and there. Samana. He did not particularly say bhikkhu. You find the word bhikkhu here? Bhikkhuni? No. Because the Buddha is trying to talk to the general public. So when he talks to general public, he cannot say that you should only go and offer things to monks and nuns. Remember that there was an interesting conversation that happened between one Brahmin and the Buddha, Vachagutta and the Buddha. This Vachagutta Brahmin came to the Buddha and then said to the Buddha, Bhante, there are some accusations made by people out there. I just want to know whether they are real, true or not. The first accusation is, you have given some Dhamma talks some times ago, whereby you told people, if you want to give a dana offering, you must only give to the Tathagata Samma Sambuddha, only for me. Don't give the dana to other teachers, the contemporary teachers. Who are they? Purana Kassapa, Makkali Gosala, Ajita Kesa Kambala, Pakuda Kachayana, Sanjay Bellatti Buddha Nikantana. Don't give dana to them. So people talk bad about you, because I heard that people are saying that you had given some Dhamma talks, saying that if you want to give a dana, you must only give to me, not to other teachers. That was one blame that they are making outside. The second blame was that I overheard when I was actually coming here, that if you want to give a dana to disciples, then you should only pick up my disciples, bhikkhu bhikkhuni, and you should never give a dana to other disciples of other teachings. Same teachers, disciples. Purana Kassapa, Makkali Gosala, Ajita Kesa Kambala, Pakuda Kachayana, Sanjay Bellatti Buddha Nikantana. So I just want to know, is this true? Then he said, I have never talked something like that. You know how I had explained the importance of dana? Let me tell you. The Buddha is trying to tell him his bare minimum level of the dana. There are people who are thinking how to give a better dana, right? They are thinking, even at that time. So now Buddha is saying, what is the minimum level of the starting point of a dana? Then he said, there is someone after finishing food, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whatever, he or she is going to now wash the plate, rinse or wash the plate. By doing so, if that person is to think to oneself that if there are any tiny creatures who can subsist on these leftover food in my plate, or even the water that was with my food, may they be able to consume these food. Then the Buddha said, that is the primary, I would say, the bare minimum place of the starting point of the Dharma. So on the other hand, what does it mean? Every time when you finish your food, I think that nobody's going to clean your plates unless you are a monk or nun, mostly. So you are the one who is going to the sink and then going to wash your plate unless you have a dishwasher in your house. That means You are doing this. You are bringing your plate, the leftover plate or whatever plate. You're going to wash your plate with the sink, and then you can think about may if there are any tiny uh, creatures, probably that I cannot see them mostly. If there are such beings, may they be able to consume us. The Buddha said that is the starting point of Dharma. Then whatever these people, whatever you told me just now, they were utter false uh, things. I have never said as such. That means Buddha is always respecting all the other teachers, and at the same time other monks and nuns. Remember, there is a sutta in the Sutta Nipata where uh, the Buddha had a conversation with another Deva. In this conversation, there is something very interesting happening. The Deva approached the Buddha, and then Deva told the Buddha that I became a De. I was not a Buddhist ascetic. I was a non-Buddhist ascetic uh, many years ago, and I passed away. I became a Deva. Today I came to see you to tell you that what I practice as a non-Buddhist ascetic. I was not a Buddhist, but I practiced something, dispassion, things like that. Maybe letting go, renunciation. They are common things in any religious traditions at that time. Then the Buddha learned what he said on the following morning when he was talking to the monks and nuns. The Buddha told everybody, "This Devaputta, the Deva came to see me last night. This is what he told. You must learn what he said." He's such a very liberal, respecting person. So, I mean, with that in mind, let's go and see the way how the Buddha asks you to prioritize your wealth for the ascetics, spiritual people, contemplatives, could be monks, could be nuns. Right? Let's see. So Buddha never separated out that it is monks and nuns. They are inclusive, but it could be a priest, anybody, because whatever the things you are going to do is that you are going to do it with a pure mind. That is the most important thing. Let's see. You can see now who are the kind of ascetics, monks, nuns Buddha asks you to think about when it comes to the fourth Pattakama. They are simple category. What do you call? Samana Brahmana. Samana means all the wanderers, those who are looking for their own enlightenment. Then Brahmana, this is a kind of people who were at the Buddha's time. We don't find them anymore, but in India you find them, Brahmins. Who are the Brahmins? Those very high class people who are saying that other people cannot communicate with the God. And we are the ones who can communicate with the God. So if you want to offer something to the God, bring to us. We do the offering to them, and we make the gap. So we are the bridging authority between the Deva and lay people. So the Buddha said, okay, so he was living in that Brahmin society. You can think about giving things to them also. Wanderers, uh, what you call ascetics, monks, nuns, and then those Brahmins. What kind of ascetics, monks, nuns that lay people should approach? This is very interesting. Huh? Just because someone wears a robe, you are not going to approach. See who are the kind of ascetics that you have to approach. Let's see. Now these sections, what you call areas, will tell us who are the kind of ascetics that you should approach. Mada, pamada, pativirata. All right. There are two words. Mother, okay, mother and pamada. Okay, let me write that. Mother. This is one bad virtue, not a good one. The second one is pamada. Mother. What is mother? What is Pama? It's mother. Mother means intoxication. Intoxication. Or you can say infatuation. I actually conducted a retreat about mother in my last visit to Malaysia in a local center in Penang. 27 intoxications, infatuations, which another center sponsored video taping and then posting on their YouTube channel. So there are 27 intoxications. Funny enough, these intoxications are not made by food and drinks. Now, normally, how are you getting intoxicated? Tell me. You can be intoxicated by eating and drinking. How do you know? There is a precept for that. What is the precept called for intoxication? Sura meraya majja pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadan samadhiyami. What a wonderful precept. What is that? The fifth precept of the five precept. What does it mean? Sura meraya majja. A lot of people say Sura mere means you can't drink, no liquor. But in the back door, they take in the liquor. What's going on? It's not practical. Is this what the Buddha said in the Sura Mere Majja Pamadatthana? Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadha, the fifth precept. We have to understand what does this Sura Mere means, this precept mean. Today I'm going to explain that too, because otherwise you might not understand the Pali word mother. Sura, Meraya, Majja. These are three types of intoxications. That is another lesson. I just want to make it a little bit brief. Maybe I can do something like this. Okay. Sura. This is the first intoxication. Then the second one, Meraya. Then the third one is, I'm going to put it here, Majja. Okay, now we have to understand what are these intoxications. These are not mental intoxications. Okay, these are intoxications made by food and beverages. They are not the 27 intoxications. It's a higher level of intoxication. These are caused by the food and beverage. Sura means, what does Sura means? Intoxications from which you be intoxicated through the fermentation. You know what is fermentation? When the rice and wheat flour are being brewed, maybe fermented, there you get intoxicated. Let's see, when you eat a couple plates of rice and you feel like drowsy, isn't it? Are you? When you eat too much rice, you feel drowsy. You can doze off. You can't do anything, meditation, whatever, because that means this Sura has intoxication made by the fermentation in the ways of rice. Second is the bakery products. What do you call that? Fermented, even the bread, they are using yeast. When they use a lot of yeast, sometimes you see the fermentation. Nowadays, because of this industrial selling, they don't probably keep the yeast for overnight, and they want to make as many breads as they can. A lot of yeast, and then the bread is coming out, and people eat. People feel like a lot of uncomfortable things, discomfort, gastric, and all these issues. So, Sura means any intoxication that can come to you in the form of eating too much rice and too much fermented bakery products. Sura. All right. I will ask you again, maybe in a review of this class one day. Then tell me if you understood or not. Sura. Mere. Mere. This is the other one. This is interesting. Sura means fermented intoxication. When you eat or drink fermented stuff, Sura. Mere. Sura mere majja. Mere. Mere means distilled drinks. You know, the distillation is people who are trying to heat some of the liquids so as to make a gas. You know, they are trying to make certain heating in order for them to make a gas. So distillation happens all the time. You can see when they distill certain products, they get different other what you call distilled products. Like say when they distill beer, they get whiskey. When they distill wine, they get brandy. So these are actually distilled drinks, concentrated drinks. The problem is when someone is drinking these distilled drinks, they will come to the intoxication of meraya. First one is fermented intoxication. Second one, distilled intoxication. How do I put in a simple way? Intoxications coming from the house, because people ferment stuff in the household, and intoxication, Marian, is come from the pubs, liquor shops, you know, those places, bars. Marian. Then Majja, third one, third intoxication here. Majja. Majja means Majja. Majja means another type of intoxication that is made from the fruit juice with the support of honey and palmyra sugar. Now we understand from the Pali commentaries when someone is drinking too much fruit juice along with the honey and palmyra, even the sugar cane too much, then that person can come to a certain intoxication. You feel that you are kind of not in the right mind. So the Buddha said, when someone is consuming these three type of intoxications, then what will happen? This person will delay in his or her Dhamma journey. Now, if you teach this in the West, they will talk about mindful drinking. And they're talking like that, you know. When the Surameria goes to the Western world, they say, no, mindful drinking. You can drink, but mindful. But here, what I suggest to you is that better not to drink alcohol. Better not to. But I'm not talking about those people who are having connections to the social world, where you cannot get rid of these things, but you know your limit. That's up to you. The Buddha said, it's not that someone has to stop drinking alcohol, rather understanding what will happen and not bring those drinks and food to an intoxication level. Because when someone drinks a beer, that person can be intoxicated. But when another person is drinking a couple beers, he or she might not be. When someone eats couple plates of rice, he or she will not be intoxicated. But even with 2 plates of rice, someone will be intoxicated. Where's the thin line, fine line? That we're going to say that, hey, no to these things. It depends on people. In the real world, we understand that we all consume alcohol in different ways. How? When you have a cough and you go into the pharmacy, you're going to ask the pharmacist, say, I have a cough, can you suggest me kind of a syrup? Say, okay, go for that. And then you understand that you realize this syrup cannot help you, still you're coughing. Then you go to see the family doctor. maybe probably a ENT doctor, maybe somebody else. The doctor will give you a prescribed cough syrup, a syrup that you have to buy with a prescription. I would say a codeine-based syrup. This codeine-based syrup has alcohol, and the doctor says you can't take this syrup during the day. You have to take it just before you're going to sleep. You can't operate machines. You can't drive. Why is it? It has alcohol because your cough has come to a level that it won't cure on its own. So then this syrup will put you to sleep and then work on it. You have to sleep. That means we are consuming alcohol, but not in the way that to become alcoholic, maybe to go out of our presence of mind. Another example, let's say you have a severe uh, knee pain, a severe knee pain. Probably the doctor is suggesting you to have a knee surgery, transplant, whatever. Then the doctor is telling you you can't go for the surgery because there are other people waiting for the surgery. You have to wait for 1 more month. Then how will you go through the pain now for 1 more month before the surgery? The doctor will give you certain painkillers. You know that when someone is having an accident, the first thing that they're gonna give you is a morphine. When you get the morphine, you never know what's happening to you, like an ecstatic state. And then the second is when you have that kind of severe pain, doctors might give you heroin. You never know. They come in different brands. You feel so good, you don't feel it. And numbing the nerves. It's heroin. It's a narcotic. But let's say someone is going to buy heroin or marijuana, whatever, and they just to what you call numb the whatever the thing. That is a different thing. So that means we are using these what you call things more or less in different good ways for a different purpose. So what the Buddha asks us in terms of the fifth precept is that don't try to eat too much fermented food. Cut down on the distilled liquor. Cut down on the fruit juices supported by honey and palmine sugar and all that. Because when you cut down, you know what you're going to eat, you know what you're going to drink, then you are able to maintain your presence of mind, your wisdom, your intellect. That is necessary. Now, going back to the sutta, I'm going to connect that to this place. Now, the kind of the monks, nuns, whoever you are supposed to approach should not have mother. Now, mother means they should be avoiding Sura, Mary, and Majja. At the same time, they should not have the 27 intoxications. What are they? You have to read them. There are 27 intoxications. Let me tell you a couple of them. One is Arogya Mother. Arogya Mother means I am very healthy. See, my relatives, they are always having pain. They have a problem. They have cancer. They have this thing, that thing. I'm super healthy. So I'm better than them. This kind of a mentality is not good. Rather, you accept it as a blessing. You should never compare your health to other people in that way. Rather, you think, yeah, I'm healthy, but not to put them down. Otherwise, you will have the intoxication about your youth. Another example, Purekkara Mother. Purekkara Mother means there are people who, when they want to do anything, they want to take the leading role. Be that the temple, workplace, house, they want to take the lead role. Thinking that I should do the lead role. You don't have to. If they ask you to do, you will do it. If they don't ask you, why you go and then take it up? You don't have to. So there are different intoxications, mental wise. Another intoxication is youth. I'm younger than everybody. See, you guys are so old, so frail, and I'm so young. If somebody is thinking like that, this is kind of an infatuation. Also, at the same time, somebody thinks that I am senior, I know everything. You guys don't know. Something that is happening to many places. They are not inviting the young people to take up the roles, thinking young people don't know anything. Even I should not approach a young doctor in a hospital. They are not experienced enough. They will not diagnose me properly. Always putting blame on this young. You don't have to. They are maybe good people. We never know. So these are intoxication. So you have to approach a sangha, monk, nun, ascetic, whoever contemplatives who have at least less intoxications. You can understand when you are working with them. Not even mother. Second is pamad. Those monks you are approaching should be diligent in their dhamma path. They are practicing, they are doing, and they are doing what they are supposed to do, right? Right? So this is mada pamada. Pativirata means, mada means intoxication, pamada means negligence. So what you call delay. So pativirata means free from the so-called monks, nuns, ascetic. They have to be free from mother and pamada. Mother means intoxication, pamada means negligence. Then kanti sorache nimitta. Nimitta means settle. 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 Settle in what? Two things. Kanti and sorache. Kanti means those monks and nuns, whoever those spiritual people, they must be settled in patience. Kanti. Sorache means gentleness. That means softness and gentleness. So that means the particular monks and nuns or whoever you are going to get an advice for your Dhamma journey in your life, they must have lots of patience. At the same time, they must have lots of gentleness, softness to understand you. Not even that they should not have, they must have settled in those qualities. Settle means now when you go to a new country, how are you going to settle down? Tell me. Can you settle down in 1 month? Can you settle down in a country in a month or two? Not that easy. Huh? You have to find work. You have to feel okay with the weather. You have to feel okay with the people you are living with. It's a process, right? So now the Buddha says these monks not even should have patience and gentleness. They must have settled down in those qualities. That means they must have been practicing those qualities for some time. Right? Right? We know two things already. That means they should not have intoxication and negligence. They should have settled down nimitta in the patience. Kanti and sorache means gentleness. Then eka mattanam damenti. Ekam attana, who tame themselves. Damenti means tame. Tame means, what do you mean by taming? Taming, T-A-M-E, tame, taming. Now we know when we respect the Buddha, there is a Pali term for the Buddha in terms of taming the untamed. Say, Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Purisa Dhamma. Dhamma means not what you call aspirate D, non-aspirate D. That means Buddha can tame the untamed people. But was he successful all the time in his efforts to tame the untamed? Sometimes he could not tame some people. Who are they? Devadatta was not listening to him at all. Another individual, Channa. Channa means Channa. Channa. Who was Channa? Channa was his driver, charity. So later on, he became a monk, and then he expected that the Buddha would give him a higher position in the Sangha. Then the Buddha said, I am not giving positions based on who helped me. I'm giving positions based on their merits, sansaric merits. I cannot bypass that and give that thing to somebody. But Chandra could not understand. It's a layperson, extremely a layperson. And then he became a monk, but could not understand what the Buddha was talking. Then the issue was aggravated, and he was bad mouthing about the Buddha. There was a point that Buddha had to lay down the highest punishment to a Sangha member. What is the highest punishment in Buddhism? Very interesting. People have different opinions about punishment. What is the highest punishment in Buddhism? Maybe you are looking forward to knowing from me. All right. This is the highest punishment, is what we say. Brahma. Brahma Danda. Danda means punishment. Danda means punishment. Okay. Brahma means highest. Brahma Danda. Brahma Danda. Brahma is highest. Danda means punishment. What is the highest punishment in Buddhism? Now, we all are supposed to practice metta, loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, equanimity. How can we punish somebody? Can we? Can we punish somebody? But the Buddha says there is the highest punishment in Buddhism. What is it? Not talking to someone among the spiritual people. That's going to be a very tough punishment, right? I mean, let's say now you have many Kalyana Mittas over here that maybe 25 Kalyana Mittas are going to decide we're not going to talk to somebody over here. That's going to be a tough thing, You're going to learn Dhamma here, So then the Buddha said to other monks, I hereby tell, nobody is going to talk to monk Chanda. Chanda cannot be disciplined anymore. He's a very, rigid person. He does not listen to anybody, including me. So how are we going to stay together here? So then that is the thing. Even this same idea can be found out in another sutta, Kesi Sutta. In this Kesi Sutta, a horse trainer called Kesi came to see the Buddha. And then they started a conversation. Then the Buddha asked from Kesi, horse trainer, Kesi, how are you going to train your horses? He said, the Buddha, Bhante, I train horses very well. I have very good horses because I train them. Then the Buddha asked, what if that there is a horse that will not listen to your advices, listen to your training? What would you do to that horse? Then he said, I have a lot of horses. I cannot spend a lot of time to that kind of a horse. So I will kill that horse. And then, okay, because with my business, I don't have lots of time to spend for that horse. Then he asked the same question from the Buddha. Bhante, how are you? I see that you have a lot of Sangha members here. How do you train them? The Buddha said, I train them in Sila, Samadhi, Panya. I train them in that way. I always train them that Sila is the starting point and Samadhi, Panya. What if that there is a Sangha member here who is not going to be trained in the way that you want? Then the Buddha said, I also kill that monk or nun in the same way how you do it. He was like, oh, really? Shakyamuni Buddha is not supposed to kill anybody. This is what I heard everywhere. And you saying to me that you're killing. Yes, I do kill. But that killing is not physical killing. My killing is that ever since I understand that there is someone, a monk or a nun, who doesn't listen to me, who doesn't train enough, who doesn't listen to me, Then from that day onwards, I stopped advising that monk or nun. When I stopped advising that monk or nun, that Sangha member is already killed in his practice. So when you have Kalyana Mitras, when they don't talk to you anymore, you feel like so disastrous. Huh? It's terrible because you don't get that Kalyana Mitras association. So what does it mean over here? It means that there is a there is the highest punishment where Buddha doesn't talk. That is something we understand from the Buddhist point of view. But as you can see here, Damayanti. Damayanti means that this is about us. Personally, we have to tame us. How to tame us? We have to guard our senses. Now, monks and nuns, the ones that you are approaching, they should be guarding their senses. How to guard the senses? Guarding their senses. They are what you call their eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Not even they are taming, but also they are supposed to, as you can see, ekamattana samenti. They are supposed to calm themselves. Is calming an easy activity? Calming is not that kind of an easy activity. So they are supposed to tame at the same time, calm their life, their physical orientation at the same time, and then their life in general. Ekamattana rudaminti, ekamattana saminti. Then ekam attana means one does to oneself. Parinibbapenti. That's interesting. Parinibbapenti means they are supposed to train themselves for attaining nibbana. Parinibbapenti. Why parinibbapenti? Why did the Buddha not use nibbana? Why did he use parinibbana? P-A-R-I before. What is nibbana? Is nibbana different from parinibbana? What is nibbana? What is parinibbana? It is said that when someone attains nibbana, enlightenment, that person does not come to the full benefits of the nibbana. Let's say there is someone who attains nibbana now. But just because that person attains nibbana, what do you think? That person will not have sicknesses, past karmas. Does that person have an immunity after that? No, still sicknesses come to that person. Some bad karmas will come to that person that come from previous lives. So then, only when that arahant passes away, one day he's going to die, she's going to die. Only at that point, that person is having the full benefits of the Nibbana. We call it Parinibbana. So he's not just extinguished from the fires of Tanha, he or she is fully extinguished from the fires of everything, satsang. So that means these monks and nuns, they are supposed to train themselves for attaining Parinibbana one day, Nibbana and Parinibbana. Now look at the kind of the monks and nuns who you are supposed to approach. Once again, if you go back again over here, you can see they should be free from mother and pamada. No mother, no pamada. They should have settled down in patience and gentleness, and they should tame themselves. They should calm themselves, and they should train themselves to attain parinibbana, which happens after attaining nibbana. Now, tata rupesu, so-called these kinds of monks and nuns, samana brahmanes. So, what you are supposed to do now? Now you have money, right? Now we are talking about something with the money at this point, wealth. Now you choose the right monks and nuns in your life at this point. Now you have to use your money that you have set aside in this category. What to do now at this point? Now you found out the proper recipients. Then what you're going to do is Uddagikang Dakkinang Patitta Piti. You are going to now, what you call, offer dana. Why the Buddha didn't say the dana? Why he used this Pali word dakina? Dakina. Now Buddha says one has to give the dakina. Why not dana? The proper Pali word for the dana in terms of a merit transfer. There are lot of people they give dana for different purposes. At that time, dana was initially started to make it a merit transference. I mean, to give good karmas to departed ones. Right? So at that point, Buddha said this is called dakina. Pali word dakina. As you can see here, dakina. This is the Pali word Buddha used for any dana that is given in order to give good karmas to departed. Dakina. Why the Buddha used this Pali word for dana? Danas that are focused in giving what you call merits to the departed one. Because this is the Hindu Sanskrit word that the Hindu society used to give good karmas to their ancestors. Their dakshina was little different. They call it dakshina. Buddha said dakshina. Hindu people in Indian society, they gave dakshina to the departed ones by sacrificing a lot of animals, cows, goats, and all these animals. But the Buddha said killing other animals and then thinking that you are giving good karmas to your departed ones does not make sense. So it is not that you buy something, you kill somebody and sacrifice to someone. The Buddhist dakina is the person who is giving the dakina must be a good person, must have sila. Thereby, being sila, being onto the sila, and then giving the certain food or whatever to a person who has sila makes a dana, makes a dakina. He said, in Buddhism, it does not matter how much money you are using for the dana. What matters is that whether you are a good person and then to do it being on as a good person. That's why Buddha said, now you have found out the right people. Now you are giving the dakina to those monks and nuns or other ascetics. What kind of dakina is this? Now dakina is further explained. Uddhagikam dakina. Uddhagika means uplifting. Uplifting. What do you mean by uplifting here? Uddhagikam dakinam patittapeti. Uddhaka means, now when you are offering dana, dakina to the ascetic sangha members or those people, that merits or good karmas you are creating always work for you in terms of being born in the good realms. I think it's a very normal understanding. Everybody knows that. And Buddha further explains about this. He says, not even that, so vakikam sukha vipakam sagga samvartanikam. So vakikam means this offering definitely help the person who is offering to be born in a heaven, a good place. Sukha vipakam means it really brings good karmas. That means we all need good karmas till we attain nibbana, a life which has all the blessings. And sagga samvartanika. Sagga samvartanika means it definitely conduces to be reborn in a heaven. So vagikam sukha vipakam sagga samvartanika. Because now overall what the Buddha says here is, the Buddha says your dana, offering dana must be your last priority. Isn't it? Without setting aside money, wealth for your house, your mother, father, yourself, your family, and then for the emergencies in the second place, and then doing the balis in the third place, then only you think about the dana activities for the sangha members. But if somebody is bypassing the first three, what you call first three Pattakammas, and directly come to the Sangha offerings. By neglecting the first three Pattakammas, that might not help that person to practice Pattakammas in the proper way. So now, I think you understand that according to the four priorities, what you call the Pattakammas, worthy, in order for your wealth to be a worthy deed, you must definitely think about prioritizing your wealth. As we are going to finish Pattakama Sutta by next week, that's the plan, because we only have, say, another one statement. This is what you call kind of a conclusion of the four Pattakamas. And then there are some stanzas that are at the same time same ideas about the previous sections. We can finish the sutta. What we need to understand overall in the fourth Pattakamma is that when you think about offering to the spiritual, contemplative, or I would say Sangha members or whoever, you must understand you have to take care of the other three priorities first. Don't go to the last one in the first place. Sometimes there are people whose mother and father, they are really not taking care of them. They are not really taking care of their wife, husband. Family is a mess. And then their social life also is a mess. They have escaped from all these people and then they're going to jump onto the spiritual side. That is not a good way to, that is not the way how the Buddha asks you to practice your wealth. That is why when some people pass away, we get to hear different versions of these people. People start talking about them, right? Hear different things. So going back, you can understand that one has to really self-care. That's how we started off, right? Self-care is very important. Such an important thing in our life. We have to take care of us. Physically, mentally, emotionally. That is the starting point. Now, there may be someone who might be sort of confused about how much money I have to set aside. It depends. There may be some people who want to spend a lot of money on them. There may be others who might think, no, I'm okay with this much of money for my own self-care, my family. What about the crisis management in the second Pattakam? It's very important, right? To have a medical insurance and then to have other plans for the place where you are living, right? You can't depend on any other person. So the Buddha is the first one to talk about being independent, isn't it? Now, what does it mean? If the Buddha asks us to think about doing things for any upcoming crisis stuff, fire problem, water problems, government issues, what did the Buddha say indirectly? Be an independent person who can handle these issues. Don't go and then depend on other people, right? So there is a huge amount of proper, what do you call, kind of a spiritually independent person stuff that we can see in this sutta, right? Are there anybody, or are there people in this society who are always thinking that if something happens to me, my XYZ friend will come and help me, isn't it? Are there people as such? I don't have to worry. They will come and take me to the hospital, there, here, there, right? It's not a good idea, you know. You might get the help, but the Buddha said you have to become a person. As a lay person, you have to plan yourself. You have to have a certain protection that you have been doing for yourself. In today's world, you might say it's an insurance, but there may be more to think about. When it comes to the third Pattakama, It's about balis. I think we can do a kind of a conclusion next week, but I'm just trying to go over, simply those names to understand that we are supposed to do the balis, 5 offerings. The special thing that we have to learn today is that approaching the relevant particular monks, nuns, and ascetics, they have to be free from what? What are they? What are they actually working on in their life? They have to free from intoxication and negligence. Because when a contemplative or a monk, nun intoxicated, he or she cannot properly explain the Dhamma. At the same time, negligence. They should not be spiritually late in their activities because they are always talking about appamada. Appamada means diligence, right? Somebody might think that today it's a bit of raining, I should not go to Sutta Study, I feel a little lazy today. So pamada has taken you over at that point. Pamada, you are not taking care of yourself, right? Then you might sometimes feel like I'm not in the right mood today for Dhamma. What is the mood for the Dhamma? Dhamma is everywhere. You should not have a particular mood for the Dhamma. Mood is everywhere. You are the one who is fixing that. So, pamada is a problem. Spiritual delay is a problem. We should never be delayed in our spiritual practice. Whatever problems that come to us, we should be able to think about different ways to practice. Then, Kanti Sorache. Now, the so-called Sangha members, they must have those qualities. They should have appamada. They should be free from intoxications. And then, Kanti. Kanti means they should have an enormous amount of patience. Patience is the root kusala, right? Now, how patient are you here, right? Spending hour and a half in this place, even without the Dhamma speaker in person. How much are you patient now, right? To come over to Buddhist Maha Vihara. That means you are practicing lots of patience here. So you can't do any Dhamma practice without being patient. Patience is the root kusala, the starting point of your Dhamma practice. Without patience, you can't do any Dhamma thing. You will do 1 day, 2 days, or then you will not catch up with the things. You can't adapt to the cycle of the good activities. Okay, Kanti Soracha. Soracha means there are different translations. We call it gentleness. That means you are such a person who can be soft-hearted. At the same time, you can gently understand what's going on. That's important. You can't be a cold person who cannot understand what's going on. So the Sangha members that you are approaching, they have to be like those individuals who have gentleness, softness, soft-heartedness, and all that. And furthermore, they are individuals who are taming themselves, who are calming themselves, and who are training them to attain Paranibbana. And then you are bringing Dakina. This is also interesting. Dakina. Dakina, that means dana. How do we select our recipients? My suggestion to you is that don't try to pick up the people for your dana, because we don't have to worry about the people, because if we have the right mindset, then we don't worry about who they are. You are not going to check, is this a good person or bad person? Then I will offer my dana. That creates a certain kind of suspicion and then a lot of unnecessary akusalas for you. So whoever monk and nun going to come to you where you're going to give dana. You are looking for the opportunities, not you are looking for the purity all the time. But there are certain things that we have to understand. Let's say when you give a dakina or dana, you must understand that whatever the money you are going to use, even here throughout the Pattakamas, you should never use any money to make through unethical ways. In order for a dana or dakina to be successful, purified, the money should have come to you in ethical ways, not the black money, not the money that you cheated on in companies and misleading other people. That's not gonna be a dana, because in order for an item to be what you call used for dana, that item has to be a purified item, means gained through ethical ways. That's very important. So now, if you have that ethical money, definitely all this money that you are going to set aside for the Pattakamas, they must be ethical money. They must not have been earned in those kind of ways. And then money is okay. Then you are a good person. You have sila, and you believe in the kamma and kamma vipaka. That's very important. What will happen to you when you believe in the kamma and kamma vipaka? I should not lie to somebody. I should not divide other people by bad mouthing to two people in different ways. I should not hurt other people. I should not gossip and then idle chat. Because I know when I do that, I will have to go through certain experiences in my life. Right? So that means I have to thoroughly believe karma and karma vipaka. So in short, what does it mean? I have to be I always say, the most important quality that can make us a very good person is responsibility, holding us accountable for our dharma. Because when you are responsible, can you lie to someone? No, I can't do that because this is a bad karma. I'm gonna get some bad vipaka. Can you kill? Can you steal? Can you sexually misconduct? Can you take surah, mere, majid? No, you can't do anything like that because you are holding you accountable for the path to practice. You are a responsible being. Responsibility is number one. Now, a long time ago, when I was teaching some teenagers about karma, I was thinking, how can I teach karma to these people? These are young guys, young ones, so they are not going to listen to this karma and next life and all that. Came up with an idea. The question: are you really wanting to be responsible beings? Yes, we want to be responsible. Then you're going to clean the Dhamma school after the Dhamma school. You're going to make sure that you are putting back all the cushions to the places where you go. Responsibility, which makes you really think about whether I do this particular activity or not, karma and vipaka. In order for you to give a good dana, you must be an ethical person. Your dana money has to be ethical, and you should believe in the good karma, because karma and karma vipaka, then you are going to avoid from bad karma. Is there anything left in the discussion about dana? One more important thing: purification of our thoughts. Our thoughts have to be pure before the dana, during the dana, after the dana. Can we think about an example? Now there is someone who is going to offer dana tomorrow morning, breakfast dana, maybe lunch dana. Then now he or she must have gone to the grocery shop, bought certain things, and then ever since this person decided to give a dana, from that moment onwards, the person has been having thoughts. These thoughts must be pure. No lobha should come to those thoughts. No dosa should come to those thoughts. No delusion should come to those thoughts. Now, during the dana, you are really happy. Most people can do dana without lobha dosa. But there may be a challenging time to some people after giving dana. Right? When you give something, when you do a what you call look back about how you gave, how things happened, who came, whether the food was enough, dana was enough. That can be a moment where you may have some secondary thoughts. Sometimes some people might go through greed, some people might go through hatred, maybe not about the monks, nuns, but about the situation, what happened. Maybe things didn't happen the way that they want. It's a dosa thought, right? So whatever happened, we cannot manage, control other people all the time. We don't have to. We are going to make up our mind giving that dana. So now you are going to give this dakina or dana to these kind of monks and nuns who don't have mother intoxication, who don't have pamada negligence, who have settled down in what you call patience and then great what you call gentleness, and then who are taming, calming, and training them for Nibbana and all these. These are the ascetics, monks, nuns, for whom you are going to bring dana, and then setting aside that money, wealth, as the fourth pattakam. All right, we can take one last time for any questions for today. Yeah, you are right. You are right. That is what the Buddha says here. It is better your fourth priority money will go to those kind of sangha members who are free from intoxications and then negligence, who have lots of patience and then gentleness, who are taming, calming, and then training themselves for enlightenment. I think they are the good ones for sangha. But don't mix up with another thought here. What is it? Don't mix up with the thought that every time when I want to give a dana, I have to check all these things. Then you may have a problem. Uh, if you can give to those kind of sangha members, it's good. But when you practice dana, have this kind of slogan in your understanding. I am looking for opportunities to give dana to anybody, even a layperson or maybe any other person, sangha member too. So you are going to find opportunities rather than people. But if the sangha members have these qualities, then your dana is going to be a worthy deed. You just think about there is a devotee who is giving dana to those sangha members who don't have these qualities, right? For many years, many decades. Just imagine that example too. There is a devotees who are giving these dakina danas to those ones who don't have any of these qualities. So then that is not going to be a pattakama. That is a problem. So you can think about this too. On the other hand, when you think about your own generosity, don't try to uh, single out a monk or a nun. Just do it, but time to time think about whether I am finding these ascetic sangha members too. Because that's good for you as the fourth path. You're right. You're right. Yes. Yes. Even you find one monk. Let's say there is a temple. There is only one monk. There are many viharas, right? Maybe there is one monk. When you give and give dana to that one monk, you think about not I am offering to Bhante XYZ. Physically I offer to him, but think about I'm thinking all the Mahasangha members. Yes. That is a bit confusing statement. That is a confusing statement according to this sutta. That is a bit of confusing statement. Yes, when you go offer dana, you don't think about what they are doing. Yes, I think that's a good way to think about. But in order for your money, yeah, your hard-earned money, to become a pattakam, worthy, the Buddha said it is better if those sangha members, if now I'm not going to find out those sangha members, if those sangha members are free from intoxications, free from negligence, they are already settled down in patience and then gentleness, then it's very good, right? If they are, you're not trying to change them. You're not trying to find who they are. But if otherwise, I'm trying to tell you an idea that hey, don't give dana to these centers and go to a very very virtuous center. Find it out. Go to Thailand. Go there. I mean, that might be a misunderstanding. But I'm trying to say, yes, we go to the center nearby. We offer dana. But if those sangha members are free from intoxication, negligence, they are settled down in patience and very good, then we are having the pattakam. But we can't say we have the Pattakama when we offer to any Sangha members. No, we can't say that. Just because you wear a robe, how come you become a Sangha member? Anybody can buy a robe and then wear it. Maybe go and then become a monk. So there is something to think about. Yes. Because among these Sangha members, there are really virtuous Sangha members. So we have to respect them. That's why, that's why we have to make this as an understanding. All right. Any more questions about today? With that, our Sutta discussion for today is over. I'm wishing you a good night. Safe journey back home. Thank you. Good night, everyone.